Would you like to know how to get a fully funded scholarship? You are in the right place. This video is not about me, but I'm going to use my experience of how I got a fully funded scholarship to help you so that you can get that scholarship that you would like to get. Stay tuned. So if you're new to this channel, we are called Metienne Vlogs. We are a couple living in France and we do vlogs with my husband on relationship things, anything that is family oriented, marriage, relationships, scholarships and any other thing. Today I am alone and I'm going to talk about scholarships because I got a scholarship to study in Europe, a fully funded scholarship, and I studied in 3 different countries, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. And if you're wondering what is a fully funded scholarship, this is a scholarship whereby they pay for you everything. In short, they'll pay for your transport from wherever you're coming from, they'll pay for your studies, they'll pay for your insurance, even your transport within the country and your studies. So simply your work is to study and to pass the exams. But the big question is, how can I be the one to be selected? Because we know there are so many people who apply for these scholarships, but how can I be selected? So I'm going to tell you my experience and I'm giving you tips. 7 good tips that will help you as well in your next application to be able to win these scholarships. So the first tip is do not give up. Do not give up. I'm saying this because I got this scholarship after, this was the second scholarship that I applied for. The very first scholarship that I ever applied was to go to Paris to study here in France. And definitely the reason was because I was dating with my husband back then, my boyfriend, and then I wanted to come to France, so I was looking for opportunities in France and I applied, but I got denied. But I told myself I can't give up. I mean, there are so many scholarships out there, I could apply for more. Someone asked me recently in one of the videos that I did about scholarship opportunities, and she said she's been applying for Erasmus Mundus for a long time and she's given up. But let me tell you, you're not going to get that opportunity that is meant for you if you give up. Do not give up. Before I tell you about the second tip, I got a scholarship to study in Germany and it was an Erasmus Mundus scholarship. If you would like to know about Erasmus Mundus scholarships, please write in the comment section below and I can do a video to explain to you how Erasmus Mundus works and how you can be able to apply. So this brings me to my second point where you must follow instructions if you're applying for a scholarship and you want to get that scholarship. Usually they give you things that you need to do. They tell you upload this, send this, do this, write like this. Follow these instructions to the letter. If they tell you write a motivation letter 2 pages, please do not go ahead and write 5 pages because you want them to know that you're good at writing. If they tell you 2-3 pages, just follow instructions, okay? If they tell you write your CV like this and you think you have a much more beautiful format, they have a reason as to why they are giving you those instructions. Probably it's easier for them to do it like that. Maybe they already have a way of analyzing it based on their format. So kindly follow instructions of exactly how they want you to do things. The next tip is be on time. When I was applying for my scholarship, like I told you, I applied for the first one, I got rejected. Then when I applied for this second one, actually I didn't want to apply for it, but I was working at that time in Kenya and my director sent me alongside my colleagues, they sent us this link to the scholarship. So I used to check on the link and I'm like, I don't want to go to Germany, I really want to go to France because it's closer to my boyfriend at that time. And he kept insisting, please apply, please apply. So I actually applied for this scholarship 15 days to the closing date. And the thing is, when you're applying for a scholarship, if they tell you everything should be submitted by 15th, make sure that you submit before that date. Don't go beyond that date for even 1 day. This is because many people apply for these scholarships. Like there are going to be hundreds of people applying. So if they have 100 people and they need only 20 people, the fact that you applied late is going to be a good reason enough for them to disqualify you. So make sure you apply and you submit your documents on time. The next tip is to go the extra mile. What do I mean by this? Of course, they're going to tell you, we want you to send us your motivation letter, your CV, your certificates, your blah, blah, blah. But everyone is going to send those things. So how can you stand out? How can your application stand out? I'll give you just one example. If you're supposed to write a motivation letter and you're going to do something that is technical, for example, I did cartography, master in cartography. So one of the ways that I could stand out is, instead of just writing a motivation letter, my name is Metrin, I come from Kenya, I did this, I did that, I could actually draw a map and show them why I feel like I am well fit for this scholarship, okay? So it depends on the kind of scholarship you are applying for, but how can you go the extra mile? Yeah, if for example you are going to apply for something in education, okay, and you have a story that why you really feel like you need to get a scholarship in education, would you like to inspire someone? So if you're writing a motivation letter, don't just make it all about you, what about your dreams? How do you want to help someone else outside there? So in short, just think outside the box and do something extra on top of what they're asking you. I'm not saying now if they're asking you for these things, now create your own additional list, but within those things, if they want a motivation letter, how can I make my motivation letter be more appealing? Maybe can I draw something? Can I design something? Can I say something? Can I even say a story that will make me stand out? Okay, so that is a very important thing, because they want someone who is standing out from the rest, and then they can see, okay, there's a lot of potential for this person to do well or to bring us something good, because they also want you to be an asset to the university. So don't forget this tip. The next tip again is maximize on your strengths. What is it that you have done so far that you think makes you stand out? Did you get a first class, for instance? Have you worked, maybe you've been a manager somewhere, you've been a leader of a project, or maybe you're just from high school, you're applying for a bachelor's scholarship, but you are the head girl of your school, or maybe you're even a class prefect, yeah? So it doesn't mean you don't have to have had big things in your life, but even the small things that you stood out in, make sure you highlight them. Say I was a class prefect for 5 years or for 2 years. Say I got a first class honors. Say I got nominated as the best female student of the year. There are those things that make you stand out, and they want people who have potential to stand out, okay? So make sure you highlight those things in your CV or in your motivation letter or in any other document that you are expected to submit. The other very simple, straightforward tip that most people don't use is look for advice, look for help where you need help. Don't be shy to consult. Like if you know people who got those scholarships before, for example, I got an Erasmus Mundus scholarship, okay? So if you feel like you need help about Erasmus Mundus and anything, just comment in the description below, because for me, I'm free to make a video to you. If you're writing me a message, every person who's written me a message, I've always replied to try to help you, okay? So if you need help, don't shy away. Sometimes it's even help about the application process, and the only person who can help you is the university. The good news is most of these universities in developed countries, for instance, they have someone who is dedicated to making sure that all your questions are answered, all the pending things. If you're stuck somewhere, there's always someone who will respond to you. So if you need help, just go into the website or into the portal of that school, look for where you can find help. Do they have an ambassador? Do they have a secretary? Do they have someone who can help you, and write to them an email? I am an ambassador for the cartography to Africa. So for example, if you go to the website of my school, you will see there my name and my contact details, and if you have any questions about cartography, you can be able to write me an email and I will respond. So if you have any question as well, why don't you write it down there and I will definitely reply. Yeah, I will even make a video so that everyone who may be having that question can be helped as well. So did you guys like this video, and do you think there's anything else that you feel like I can address when it comes to scholarships and studies and fully funded scholarships? Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm so glad you joined me. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, because there are many things coming your way, whether it's on relationships, dating, marriage life, scholarships, life in Europe, in Kenya, any family-oriented content. See you in the next one. Thank you. Have a good time. Bye-bye.